The pyramids of Egypt in Giza are undoubtedly one of the most bizarre and awe-inspiring structures in the world. Ancient artifacts that have defied time and nature for thousands of years are still standing before us in all their majesty. As you can imagine, many people have been trying to solve the mysteries behind these gigantic structures for centuries. Among them is Nikola Tesla, one of the greatest inventors of all time. Although he passed away before he got the credit he deserved, Nikola Tesla managed to uncover the terrible truth about the pyramid. He has been in the limelight relatively recently. His ideas led to the invention of smartphones, wireless internet, alternating current, and many other technologies we use today. In addition to his crazy ideas, Tesla has expressed interest in a number of top-secret projects, including the Egyptian pyramids. His journey to unlock the secrets of the pyramids began when he was 20 years old, and at that point he decided to make it his biggest goal in life. Composed of about 2.5 million stone blocks and weighing 6 million tons, the pyramids of Egypt are mysterious and majestic structures that attract many visitors from all over the world. These pyramids are full of unsolvable secrets. Some of these secrets, especially the pyramid's ability to generate power, were the source of Nikola Tesla's groundbreaking ideas and invention. Many people believed that the pyramids were actually the tombs of the Egyptian pharaohs, but it was surprising that there was not a single mummy in any of them. All mummies were lying in the Valley of the Kings. There were also no native Egyptian inscriptions or art on the pyramids. These facts raised a question that remained unanswered for a long time. Why would so many resources be spent to build such huge structures for no apparent purpose? Now that we know that these were neither tombs for Egyptian pharaohs nor structures built in honor of some god, we can turn to Tesla. Nikola Tesla read many books about ancient structures and discovered that the pyramids contained an incredible amount of energy. At the time, electricity was little known, and Tesla began to think about the possibility that there might be some advanced technology hidden inside the pyramids. Eventually, he became convinced that the pyramids were powered by electromagnetism. In his view, the pyramids could have been built with some kind of crystalline energy, and the chambers within them could have been used to do something about electromagnetic field. However, he also theorized that materials such as the stones used in the construction of the Great Pyramid had the ability to store energy from the sun and moon. He therefore suggested that the pyramid could be designed to produce an energy field capable of providing electricity in city. In 1905, Tesla filed a patent in the US entitled The Art of Transmitting Electrical Energy Through the Natural Environment. The patent outlined designs for a series of generators around the world that harvested electrical energy by tapping the ionosphere. Tesla saw the Earth as a gigantic electric generator of unlimited energy, revolving around two magnetic poles. He later called this triangular design Tesla's electromagnetic pyramid. Moreover, he believed that the location of the pyramids, rather than their shape, was the source of energy. For this reason, he decided to build the so-called Wardenclyffe Tower, or Tesla Tower. The tower at Parks Peak in Colorado Springs is now known as the Tesla Experimental Station. He built it in this area, taking into account the location of the pyramids at Giza and the planet's elliptical orbit at the equator. The construction of the tower was based on his theories about how the Earth could transmit signals. According to Tesla, the prototype would be able to send and receive unlimited data and energy from as far away as Paris. Unfortunately, Tesla's discovery and device were forgotten after his mysterious death in 1943, but his work has survived to the present day. Academics and researchers have studied his theories about the pyramid's power, and his ideas have helped unravel many of the mysteries surrounding the pyramids. What Tesla is trying to explain to us about the pyramids may sound a bit complicated. Perhaps he wanted us to understand the power of something much older than we thought. Who knows? To make things a little clearer, you can look at Tesla's idea of numbers. According to Tesla, the numbers 3, 6, and 9 hold a great key to the universe. Therefore, they were of great importance for all of us. Tesla argued that many patterns in the universe, galaxies, star formations, evolution, and almost all systems arise naturally. Some believed that his obsession with the numbers 3, 6, and 9 led him to favor the pyramid shape and some basic mathematical law. Tesla thought that these numbers were the fundamental numbers of their universal mathematics. And so he wouldn't do anything that wasn't the number 3 or a multiple of it. For example, before entering a building, he would walk around it 3 times. He stayed in hotels with floors and rooms divisible by 3. He lived in room 3327 on the 33rd floor of the New Yorker Hotel in New York. Mathematically, 3 plus 3 is 6 and 2 plus 7 is 9. So the hotel was convenient for him. He slept about 3 hours every night, polished his cutlery and plates with 18 napkins before using them, and made decisions in groups of 3. Whatever calculations he made about the things around him, he made sure that the results were divisible by 3. These results formed the basis of his choices and decision. So, what was Tesla trying to tell us with his obsession with the numbers 3, 6 and 9? We are aware that mathematics is a universal language, and its laws apply to everyone in the world. Tesla believed that his understanding of this universal language could help us understand the power of the pyramid and its importance for our planet. His theories allowed us to look beyond the physical shape of the pyramid and explore its spiritual and energetic property. For example, in vortex math, 1 plus 1 equals 2. 2 plus 2 equals 4. 4 plus 4 equals 8. 8 plus 8 equals 16. 16 plus 16 equals 32. 32 plus 32 equals 64. Although these numbers repeat within themselves, 3, 6 and 9 do not follow this pattern. Noticing these patterns in nature, ancient people adapted them to their construction. Can we say that Nikola Tesla is trying to tell us some truths with reference to the Great Pyramids? Let's dig a little deeper and find out why. The size of the pyramid is compass aligned with an accuracy that can only be achieved by modern engineering. The Pyramid of Giza consists of 5 million blocks of stone weighing 6 million tons. It is 146 meters high and covers an area of over 53,000 square meters. Aligning this structure exactly to the north is an almost impossible precision to achieve. This is because the base of the pyramid is aligned within 3/4 of 2.5 centimeters. The sides of the pyramid are over 230 meters long, and each side is within 5 centimeters of its value. Interestingly, pyramids do not have 4 sides. Each face is slightly concave, and you can only see this when viewed directly or when the pyramid casts a shadow during the equinox. Whoever built the pyramids had a pretty good knowledge of the size of the Earth. If you multiply the 146-meter height of the pyramid by 43,200, you find that the structure is within 17 kilometers of the sacred radius. This is an accuracy of 99%. At the same time, if you multiply the base circumference of the Great Pyramid, which is 921 meters, by 43,200, you get a result very close to the equatorial circumference of the Earth. Although the Great Pyramid is aligned in the cardinal directions of north, south, east and west, there is a 5% margin of error. However, given that the builders of the structure lived in the Dark Ages, this is quite insignificant. This raises a new question. How did ancient people know so much about the size of the planet? As mysterious as it may be, it is a well-known fact that people in ancient times attached great importance to the equinoxes. An equinox is the equal length of day and night. The length of day and night on an equinox is 43,200 seconds. However, most skeptics see the relationship between the equinox and the size of the Earth as a mere coincidence. On the other hand, according to Muhennis Glenn Deesh, the Egyptians could not have used the pole star to align the pyramid. He believed that they must have used the autumnal equinox to achieve perfect harmony in the structure. Previously, the use of equinox measurements as a possible alignment method had been dismissed. This was because alignment calculations were thought to require more accuracy. Deesh decided to conduct an experiment and found that the autumnal equinox could have been used, among a number of other methods. But what did it all mean? How could the pyramids be a source of energy? The pyramids were built with limestone and other materials transported from great distances. Each stone is so tightly packed that it is impossible to find gaps between them. For example, the stones at the summit were cut from a quarry some 800 kilometers away and shipped to the site. The exterior of the Great Pyramid of Giza is made of electrically insulating materials, especially white tufa-type limestone, because it contains no magnesium. The fact that the interior and partitions were made of electrically conductive materials made it possible to control the release of energy inside the pyramid. In addition, the blocks used in the interior were made of another form of limestone blocks containing a small amount of crystals and metals. Crystals and metals allow for maximum power transfer. It is worth noting that the Tesla Tower works on the same principle as the pyramid. Now let's go a bit into the basics. There are several elements that allow wireless power to work. These are the sun, the water under the tower or pyramid, and the height at which the tower will be positioned to allow the energy to spread. The top of the pyramids are made of gold, which is a great conductor of electricity, and in the center is granite, which acts as an energy transceiver. When these come together, wireless energy is created. In a 2018 study, scientists decided to find out how the pyramid could focus energy. The team used radio waves of different frequencies to determine whether the pyramid could respond to a specific electromagnetic wave. They discovered that the pyramid concentrates electromagnetic energy in its inner chambers and under the base. According to the scientists, radio waves ranging in length from 200 to 600 meters can cause vibration. The closer the waves are to 200 meters, the greater the effect. All this brings us back to Tesla and what is the source of energy. The Wardenclyffe Tower was built over an aquifer that discharges negative ions into the top of the tower. The tower had copper and iron rods extending into the water. Tesla would absorb the energy from the ionosphere and send it out into the world by vibration so that other receivers could read it. The same was true for the Great Pyramid. The pyramid was built on an aquifer that was also an old underground water channel. Copper pipes and iron rods have recently been discovered there. The Nile River flowed very close to the pyramids, creating an electric current beneath them. The electricity would then travel through the granite stones inside the pyramids and up to the top of the pyramid to the golden capstone. This is what is called physioelectricity. Physioelectricity is the electrical energy we can derive from natural physical movements such as a river or current flowing through underground aquifers, including simple actions such as walking. The water would flow into the chambers at the base and then come out, creating a pressure that made the pyramids vibrate. Then the vibration would come into the king's chamber with a certain frequency. So the king's chamber was made up of devices that vibrated with energies from the earth and then converted into electromagnetic energy. Tesla's wireless power distribution system used the vibration of the earth, just like the pyramid. In addition, the energy generated by the tower would be unlimited and clean. Unfortunately, the tower collapsed. Evidence has been found that the tower, as well as the Great Pyramid, collapsed from the inside. Traces of sulfuric acid as well as hydrochloric acid were found in the south, while zinc ash and ammonium ash were discovered in the north. If these chemicals were not mixed, they could produce hydrogen in the same environment. But if you combine ammonium ash with sulfuric acid, you get an explosion. Given the structure of the pyramid, the explosion was estimated to be controllable. In 2001, burn marks were found on the ceiling. There were also cracks in the granite beams on the southeast ceiling of the king's chamber. Egyptologists said the cracks were caused by an earthquake, but it was realized that the damage only occurred in areas of the pyramid where highly compressed hydrogen flowed. Apart from that, the walls of the king's chamber seemed to have separated from the floor and protruded. There was similar damage to the steps, the partition and other parts of the interior. All of this pointed to an explosion. Initially, it was thought that an earthquake had caused the explosion, but engineer Christopher Dunn rejected this idea and suggested that a catastrophe may have occurred in the pyramid, eroding the structure like an active power station. However, the ancient Egyptians were notoriously good record keepers, and no record of any catastrophe during the construction of the pyramid has been found. Dunn suggested that the event occurred thousands of years ago, but this theory has not yet been fully clarified. In the end, Tesla was right. These important ancient sites provided evidence of electromagnetic energy. Even back then, people used energy from the ionosphere to create technologies we can only dream of. Imagine how clean, renewable energy would make life safer for people. Yes, that's the end of our video for today. If you like it, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and turn on notifications so you don't miss our other videos. See you in the next video. Goodbye.